We got James Jones here. We got Antoine Walker here. And we've got Danny Jones. That's right. They used to call him Danny Dimes. Now they call him Danny Dollars. Because after a 15-touchdown year, which is the single lowest touchdown performance from a quarterback as far as passing touchdowns for a quarterback that made the playoffs since Norm Van Brocklin back in 1951.
Yeah,
he just turned that. I made that up. He just like we can afford nice graphics, just not researchers. He got 4 years, $160 million. But as we've said a lot of times, throw those numbers out. What's the only number that matters? That's the guarantee. $82 million guaranteed. Theoretically, if he plays out all 4 years and puts up ridiculous numbers, completion percentage, yards, touchdowns, and all those sorts of things, his deal can actually add $35 million more. So it could be theoretically 4 years of $195, but the reality is that it's $82 million guaranteed. Now, Derek Carr, that's not exactly right what we have up there. He's essentially got a 2-year deal, $70 million guaranteed. If he gets to the third year, then it becomes a $100 million guarantee. And the deal, of course, for Geno Smith, $40 million, that's on the money. So that brings us to other quarterbacks now, right, JJ?
Yes, it does. And, the other quarterbacks are better than those guys up there.
Right, and this is the point where and good for Daniel Jones. No one's begrudging him. Like, as athletes, you root for guys to make a lot of money.
You want everybody to get
get every dollar you can
100%.
get. But here's the situation for it with Daniel Jones. Good for him. Him getting that deal allowed the New York Giants to franchise tag Saquon Barkley. Now, here's the reality of the Saquon Barkley deal. Saquon Barkley was offered a multi-year contract back during the bye week this past season that averaged out to about $12.5 million per year, and I was told there's about a $30 million guarantee.
Not enough.
He plays the wrong position.
Not enough.
Not enough because, as you have said many times on this show and many others have, the New York Giants offense was built, centered around one guy, and that guy was not Daniel Jones. That guy was Saquon Barkley.
That is Saquon Barkley, and that's why Saquon Barkley is saying, okay, you're going to give a guy, Danny Dimes, who threw 15 touchdowns, who is not the reason why we were in the playoffs. I was the reason why we were in the playoffs because I started this thing off hot, rolling, and you got off the bus. Every defense got off the bus to stop 26.
Right.
So I understand the money that you're trying to give me, but it's not enough, especially compared to the other money that these running backs are getting.
Now, $15 million is the high right now for a running back, right? And that's Christian McCaffrey. Still having Kamara's up there. Kamara may be suspended this year because of the fight. Not even a fight. He just, as you know, dropped the guy in that elevator in Vegas. So he's got some legal situations he's got to handle. But the reality now is that the New York Giants got both guys. So from a standpoint, if you're a diehard New York Giant fan, you went to bed thrilled last night. It's not your money. You don't care what a guy makes. Yeah. You had the distinct possibility that you might need a new quarterback and a new running back, right? Yeah. They got both guys coming back again. Because whether Barkley plays on the franchise or not, they'll probably restructure his contract. They have until July to do it. My gut is that they will do it after the draft once they see, what they have draft-wise. But if I'm a Giant fan, Joe Shane, the second-year general manager, did a phenomenal job in keeping both guys here. 9-7-1 last year, a road playoff win against Minnesota, and that's without a real good wide receiver on the team.
No doubt about it. There's definitely holes in their roster that they need to fill. You're talking about a big-time wide receiver on the outside to be able to help Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones out. But, yes, if you are a Giants fan, you got both your superstar players back on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, Saquon is not happy, because he don't want to be franchise tagged. But at the end of the day, he's going to have to play for the Giants next year and be on that football field. And I don't see him holding out, because – like I said, you hold out, you draw this thing in the training camp, and now you got to come back in there and you got to get your body right and all that type of stuff. He's already battled with injuries, so, you want to get in there, you want to be lifting, you want to be in there with your team. So, yeah, it's a really good day for the Giants, man, to get both these guys
and a great day, of course, for Daniel Jones. But you see the question at the bottom of the screen, did they overpay for him? Well, the easy answer is yeah. The problem is that because of the current pay structure amongst quarterbacks right now, the answer is no, they didn't. if they don't have Daniel Jones, who's their quarterback? They'd be in the same spot as half the league right now going, are we bringing in Baker Mayfield? Is Gardner Minshew the guy? Are we going to give a bunch of money to Ryan Tannehill? You know what I'm saying? So they have a guy that they know well. Yeah. They coached him to his best season as a pro. Not a great statistical season, but they won more than they lost. They won a playoff game. And they must think, Brian Daboll especially, that based on what he did with Josh Allen in Buffalo and the success he just had with Daniel after 1 year, that another full year of his coaching is going to make Daniel Jones worthy of that contract.
You don't think it might have been wise for them to maybe get in this Lamar Jackson possible trade?
Yes, I do. I think the Jets should. If they don't get Aaron Rodgers, I think the Giants should have. I think every single team that doesn't have a top 10 quarterback on their roster should pick up the phone and call Lamar Jackson. And since you asked the question, I have to say this publicly to Lamar Jackson. I respect the fact that you don't want to give a guy 4% of your total contract value. You are doing yourself a disservice. Go get an agent. Go get a lawyer. Yes. Pay him a flat fee of $50,000. Make up a number. Yeah. You have to have somebody else now fielding those calls, setting up those meetings, and basically doing the bidding for you. This is not the time to save a couple bucks. You're on the bridge of getting a life-changing contract. Go get it the right way and have somebody representing you.
And I agree, and I agree to a certain extent, because at one point you need somebody to keep it real with you, right? Mm-hmm. And when you're going through this process of picking an agent, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a guy that's going to shoot it to you straight, that you know that's in your best interest. Your mama's always on your side. You know what I'm saying? Baby, they ain't paying you enough. We holding out for $250 million. Like, your mama always on your side, right? Your agent will be like, bruh, you not getting that. I understand you chasing that Deshaun Watson money. That was a once-in-something type thing, right? Cleveland Browns jumped out there, did something crazy, gave him all that money. They was desperate. You not getting that. You know what I'm saying? What you can get is these numbers right here we're talking about. That's what we shoot for. Right. You're not going to get that, right? And if you are holding out for that and waiting on that, you're going to be in a bad situation.
Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.